Well, good evening, YouTube. This is your Daily Stoic with your host, Jeffrey. A change is going to come, McCabe. I just like that saying. And I mean, it's true for me. I think it's true for the world. And, you know, it's funny. We're all so political now. I guess it's a function of social media. I think I made a comment today. I got a few political things. I won't go too deep into it, but it's like, first of all, I grew up in the 90s. We were certain the government was extremely corrupt, but it was just kind of the way it is. Big business, big money, corrupt, rich people do crazy shit. Like, we kind of knew that was how the world worked to a certain extent. Is it right? No. Should we, you could get into all that, but like, I thought we knew that. And then, like, really, when COVID happened, everybody's like, oh, I was like, yo, we don't think you can't see through this. So anyways, and then here in Canada, I'm watching Trudeau go start shit with Russia. Now, whatever side, like, you know what I mean? I'm anti-war, period. Right? So I'm not gonna, I hope Ukraine's okay. I hope the people in Russia are okay. You know what I mean? Don't fucking blame all the people for these wars, right? People are people, no matter where they come from. But what I really don't like as a Canadian is that Trudeau, I think, is the worst prime minister to ever walk the face of the earth. The government, he's just run it into the ground. Second is that he resigned, paused government, and then he's out here doing this. He's talking shit to Trump. He's going over, he's going to put sanctions on Russia. You quit, bro. You quit. You resigned. The Liberals should be forced to pick a leader today. Election tomorrow. Like, stop. Trudeau should not be representing us. He quit. And anyways, that was my little rant. I do get charged up. But it's funny because I'm caught up in the same BS. Man, fuck the news, bro. Turn the news off. But it's funny. I do think about it. I am politically, aware, and I think about it. I get amped up sometimes, but at the same time, man, do good around you with what you can actually see and touch. But man, shout out to anybody in the world who's struggling, any countries in the world that are struggling. We got it so freaking good where we live. I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, world peace should be obtainable. And you could tell me it's our history of violence. It's part of us. No, it's not. They told us it's part of us because they want to keep the war machine going. I'm not buying it. World peace should be attainable, and we should be able to end world hunger easily. Right? Easily. It's easy. We have a surplus of almost everything on the planet. Anyways, that's my political rant. I am tired, and maybe I got off on a little bit of rant. I like doing that sometimes. I got a big mouth. Anyways, this is the Daily Stoic, 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. As I say almost every time, if I don't forget. If you don't know what Stoicism is, just jump out of this video. If you're watching it for the first time and you're new here, go Google it, learn about it, see if it's something that interests you, add it to your tool bag of self-improvement. It is my favorite philosophy. Today is February 25th. The smoke and dust of myth. Keep a list before your mind of those who burned with anger and resentment about something, of even the most renowned for success, misfortune, evil deeds, or any special distinction. Then ask yourself, how did that work out? Smoke and dust, the stuff of simple myth trying to be legend. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 12.27. Keep a list before your mind. That was a little. Let's see what the modern day Stoics have to say about it. In Marcus Aurelius's writings, he constantly points out how the emperors who came before him were barely remembered just a few years later. To him, this was a reminder that no matter how much he conquered, no matter how much he inflicted his will on the world, it would be like building a castle in the sand, soon to be erased by the winds of time. The same goes for those driven to the heights of hate or anger or obsession or perfectionism. Marcus liked to point out that Alexander the Great, one of the most passionate and ambitious men who ever lived, was buried in the same ground as his mule driver. Eventually, all of us will pass away and slowly be forgotten. We should enjoy this brief time we have on earth, not to be enslaved to emotions that make us miserable and dissatisfied. That's true. and it kind of ties into what I was talking about, right? Like, I can get angry about politics to a certain extent, but I don't let it ruin my life. You know what I mean? We could talk about it. We can debate. I love debating. I'm very good at debating. I can get very heated and still be stoic. I've learned that about myself. I knew it before I knew what stoicism was. Like, I could get, I could sit in a room with people and we could get to arguing or like debate. We're trying to, debate or argue a point, and I could get you so freaking mad, and then you go get up, slam the door, and I'm gonna be like, "What's that guy's problem?" Right? Because I can separate it. I love rap music. I used to, when we first started rapping years ago, we call it battle rap, but it was like battling on beats. It wasn't like the battle rap we know of today with these acapella things. It was more like, we're all gonna rap in a cipher, and I'm gonna try to rip your head off with words. But the rule for me, and it should be, if you're gonna enter any type of thing like that, you have to have the thickest skin possible, right? So if you're gonna step in here, you have to be able to take it, right? Some guys will get very mad if they lost, if you said something about their mama, whatever. To me, there was no limits. You could talk about my mom, my brother, I don't want a brother, but you could talk about anything. I'm not going to take it personally, and I've carried that with me in other aspects. Like, so I could turn it up a notch, but I'm still okay. I'm not going to let it ruin my day. Of course, I lose my temper at times, just like anybody else. But that is your Daily Stoic for February 25th, 2025. 4 or 5 degrees here in the Greater Toronto Hamilton area, whatever the hell we call it now. HG Hamilton, great GHAT. I'm exhausted. Anyways, beautiful weather. Spring is in the air. The sunset looked dope. I can't wait to start doing these more outside. Sunset, sunrises at the beach. Stay tuned. It's going to be a full year of interesting content coming up on the Daily Stoic. I love you guys. Peace.